What's up, YouTube? How you doing today? Man, I appreciate all the views from my last couple of videos. I appreciate the comments, appreciate the likes. I tell you what, man, you guys are really in this 40K Warhammer 40K universe. So am I now. Like I'm feeling it. I still haven't bought my first miniatures yet, but I've been watching a lot of videos. I got some books on order, so I mean, I guess I can read them digitally, but I kind of like to have a little paperback here, man. All right, so what we're gonna do today is, by actual request, we're gonna react to a Bricky video. So there's a couple of big time YouTube content creators that make 40K videos. Some of them are a little bit more direct and documentary type videos. Well, Bricky adds a little bit of humor from what I understand. So this is my first time watching this video. I saw the title. It's every single Legion, or excuse me, I can't talk right now. Every single Warhammer Space Marine Legion in a nutshell. And I like things in a nutshell. Stephen Hawkins wrote a book, Universe in a Nutshell. It actually taught me a lot without having to get my doctorate. So I appreciate that. So, you know, without further ado, it's time for another YouTube reaction. So,
we would be honored if you would join us.
Let's get this video started.
To the people on the internet, the time has come. The reckoning begins. Your boy got himself a shaker cup.
All right, so I guess that's I don't know, is that his own shaker cup? This is a paid advertisement. We're gonna skip past that. You know, if you want to buy Bricky's shaker cup or his Advanced GG or Gamer Fuel or whatever, I'd go ahead. I drink Alani's. So scooting forward, hopefully this is enough.
Curium by punishment for falling asleep during class. God bless the skull of Progenium. Many of you have come across my Every Faction Explained video. Firstly, thank you. Secondly, we are here to dig a little deeper. Space Marines are the quintessential poster boys of Warhammer 40,000. When people think 40K, they think Space Marines, but
this is true. Anytime like I said, in passing, heard about Warhammer 40K, I saw Space Marines. I didn't know about all the other factions and legions and demons and goblins and ghouls, and it was weird when I saw, what was it, Warhammer Vermintide on Game Pass, and I downloaded it thinking I was going to be one of these Space Marine guys, and that was not the case.
There are many types of Space Marines, formed from 20 separate legions. We are going to rattle them off in order and give you a quick rundown of each one. A disclaimer, like in my Every Faction Explained video, this is a mix of accuracy and memes. If I say the Salamander's Legion specializes in hugging children and petting puppies, they aren't exactly doing that, mostly.
I would like to pet this creature.
But you can infer that they care about civilians and are a bit kinder than the average Space Marine. A Space Marine being a genetically modified super soldier that's had 1 million new and terrifying organs shoved into them.
I already like this guy's presentation style. It's pretty funny. So I'm gonna pause it every once in a while, just basically for fair use, so I can break down kind of what he's saying. But he's very descriptive, and it's, you know, it's taking very little bit of any type of breakdown. But I will say this: I like his shirt.
Refrigerators strapped to their bodies and are so far above the average human that they are referred to as demigods instead. Each Space Marine has a father, unlike you, a Primarch, which is basically an even bigger Space Marine that was forged in a lab by the God Emperor of Mankind, that gigantic golden dude you see everywhere, who is both the leader and now the martyr of humanity. The Primarchs are his 20 sons, built in a lab, who lead 20 legions of
I thought he said 27. Is it 20 or is it 27?
Space Marines who are their sons, not from a lab, but rather a dissection table, giving them the powers and skills of their associated Primarch via a gene seed, a special organ carrying the genetic makeup of their Primarch and, you know, their seed. So if Jagatai Khan of the White Scars has the genetic makeup that wants him to go really, really fast, then his sons, the Space Marines, also want to go really, really fast. I should note that I am only...
So, man, I'm gonna murder that dude's name. He had Khan in his last name, and go fast. It sounds like the gang, like Genghis Khan, and like how that he used horses to go fast and like swarm the battlefield. And I'm not a very good Genghis Khan historian, but I seen the Netflix special and it was pretty good, and it just seemed like the plains of Mongolia bred horse riders, kind of like the horse riders of Rohan or some crap like that.
You're referring to the legions this time around. If you're interested in sub factions like, let's say, the Black Templars, then it's not going to be here. However, I do have a excellent Black Templar video. I'd argue it's probably the most accurate one I can think of. It goes through the whole lore.
I'm not gonna lie, that color, what is the armor color? I was about to say colorway like his shoes or some shit. That is lit. I like that. I'm using lit like the young people. Do young people use lit anymore? I don't know.
Lore, everything about them. It's a very long video, and I'll put...
Wait a minute. Let me call somebody. I'm gonna text somebody real quick, because calling them probably would not be cool to do on air. But he's probably not even awake. We'll see. I'm sending a text to my homie. He's a little bit younger than me. Hey, do young people still use the word lit? By me asking that question, it adds 5 years to my age. That is horrible. All right, continuing on. Sorry, Bricky.
Put it in the description. Just look up Black Templar video in the description. You'll get what you need.
Even
and now, with the easy
red
explanation out of the way, let us begin with our first legion.
We're knights of the round table, we dance where we're able.
Dark Angels. Allegiance, loyal.
So I'm assuming that they're not that loyal. Gathering what I know so much about Warhammer right now. What was it? The Horus created a rift in the loyalty towards the Emperor. He was like the Emperor's favorite son, and he turned on him. And there's, I guess, people or legions that follow Horus or broke away from the Emperor's teachings or whatever, and then there's the people that are loyal to the Emperor. I think that's correct. If it's not, flame me in the comments. I mean, interaction's good, so tell me how dumb I am.
Primarch Lion L. Johnson, a duelist, a knight, a real asshole, I'm not gonna lie. The single word descriptor, paranoid. The Dark Angels are our first legion, hailing from the death world known as Caliban. Their Primarch...
Is that, I guess that is an ongoing meme in the Warhammer community, that Caliban blew up and they're salty about it. I mean, I would be too. Kind of like Alderaan, but I guess people don't meme people from Alderaan, because how many people are left from Alderaan? Is it 0 now? I mean, you had in Legends Imperial TIE fighter pilot who ended up joining. He's like in prison and he ends up joining. Were they the New Republic by then? But I guess the Empire was still going on. And the Emperor's death didn't. Here I am talking Star Wars lore. But anyways, the Emperor's death didn't immediately cause the downfall of the Empire. There was the Remnant, And so this guy used to be an Alderanian, but he's a TIE fighter pilot, and he's really good. He's like one of the best. And he defected because they blew up Alderaan. So, but there were no memes made about this. But then again, this was like 30 years ago. So, maybe 20 years ago. So there weren't memes back then. I bet they would have trolled him hard. And I guess Princess Leia's dead. Or Leia Organa. Solo. She's dead now. So are there no Alderanians left? Anyways, back to this.
Lionel Johnson's what happens when you try to make the side profile Chad meme into a genuine character. He is a master tier duelist, a brilliant strategist, and an overall dick. There are few situations he isn't prepared for, and few...
Yo, even the lion is dripped up. Look at that. Skulls, the wings. That suit's kind of dope.
Fight he isn't ready to lead head on. This makes the Dark Angels have a very Knights of the Round Table vibe. They look like the knights of old with these large suits of power armor, often donning robes and hoods. Their names also follow this. They have like Ezekiel, Azrael, Belial, Samuel, and so on. However, the common thing associated with Dark Angels...
So they have angel names, basically, that A-E-L or is it E-A-L, like Michael and, like he said, Samuel. And so it's E-L. Yeah. L. Wait, ooh. So, like Superman? Kal-El? I wonder if there was a play on that. I'm going to have to look that up.
Angels are the Fallen, a part of their faction that turned traitor against the Imperium, and they are very heavily trying to expunge all knowledge of them from existence. Fallen? What Fallen? Never heard of any Fallen. Do you know about the Fallen? We're gonna take you away and mind probe you to make sure you have never heard of the Fallen. They definitely don't exist, and if they do exist, which they don't, we will find them even though they don't exist. They love their interrogations. They thrive in it. Lionel Johnson is a scorched earth policy sometimes, and it's given to his sons in force, which makes sense considering that when the Lion heard of a Chaos Primarch on a homeworld different Primarch, whose mom was there, he was like, let's nuke it. The Dark Angels are a special group where they formulate themselves into 3 different factions: the Deathwing Terminators, slow-moving, tough phalanx; the Raven Wing, fast jet bikes and flyers; and the Green Wing, which is your standard Marines. They are a jack of all trades, but not...
Okay, so... I want to rewind that. All right, so inside the I forgot the name of the faction. The Dark Angels. Yeah, inside the Dark Angels, there's little sub-factions, and I guess they even have their own different color armor sets to match their, I guess, whatever they're doing on the battlefield. Man, this would be so confusing to just someone, well, I mean, like me, who just popped in and saw people playing with little miniatures. They're like, what are you guys doing? Like, you would not be able to explain that without losing their attention unless there were some explosions, because explosions keep everybody's attention.
On the sense where they're good at everything, but rather they have a lot of things that are good at specific things. Like instead of 20 people that have a multi-tool, they instead have 20 people with gigantic power tools for every job imaginable. If you like being suspicious about everyone and everything in your surroundings, but you also like to have a whole lot of deep knight type lore, run the Dark Angels.
That is not me. I hate being suspicious about the Second Legion. All right.
Peace! The One Piece is real!
Our Second Legion is a special one.
If you can see, yeah.
What just happened? What was that? That was weird. Fuck, now I got it. All right, well. Hold on. I gotta make a note. Look up Second Legion. Because I didn't understand that at all. All right, so Emperor's Children, Third Legion.
The numbers all go to 11.
The Emperor's Children. Allegiance, traitor. Primarch, Fulgrim, a perfectionist, an artist, a sneaky snaky snake, and the single word descriptor, perfection. The Emperor's children are all about the pursuit of perfection. Perfection in all they do. Perfection in war, in...
That's interesting. So if they're the Emperor's children chasing perfection, but they're traitors, that's...
artistry and perfection in every other aspect of life. Their armor is a gleaming pink, purple, and gold. Their ships have spires of gorgeous marble and gold statues in their honor. Fulgrim is a man who believes the pursuit of perfection is the goal of all things. And I mean, look at him. Can you truly tell me that he is not perfect? The hair, the features. As Primarchs go, he is the one.
I mean, he's a little pasty. He's a little melanin, maybe. Vitamin D deficiency, you know what's going on with that.
You look at, and if 40K had a guy that would give you the best sex you've ever had and never call you back, this is the fucking guy. Which is why this pursuit of decadence led them to the evils of chaos. Yes, Emperor's children are our first Chaos Legion, and not just a normal one. One devoted to, you guessed it, Slaanesh, the Prince of Pleasure God.
So that's crazy, because I hear Slaanesh, and it's the Prince of Pleasure, and then every picture I see, he's got some boobs. I mean, but it is 2023. That's very possible.
Of unspeakable excess. The Emperor's children in their pursuit are now horrifyingly mutated beings through Slaanesh's great will. They torture and maim to feel perfection through pain. They screech and attack with sonic weapons.
Oh, well, that took a twist. So in pursuit of perfection, they're basically all jacked up now. Interesting.
For perfection through sound, and they slaughter, aiming for perfection in war. Fulgrim himself lost the battle against Slaanesh as a demon sword corrupted his mind and transformed him into the sexy man he was, into the sexy snake he is now.
Oh, wow. That's him now? He looks like with the freaking dark elves, not the dark elves, the night elves, what they turned into in the World of Warcraft. What is it? Like the not the Naga, the Vashar. Oh, it is the Naga. It's the Naga. He looks like the Naga. That's what it is.
A demon Primarch, corrupted and bringing his legion's will by himself. As far as Emperor's children go, they are some bad people. They do horrible, horrible things to anyone and everything. In fact,
you look at this dude's armor. Like, you know, normally there's like a metal skull or something. This fool's got like literal skull strapped to his shoulder plates. What are those, pauldrons? Is that the right word for it?
In fact, they're such trolls that their battle cry is for the Emperor, despite being horribly mutated and corrupted. If you've ever taken a little too much of a drug, or maybe the music at a concert was too loud and you didn't bring any earplugs, or whatever the reason, you just take all those things and you dial it, and you dial it, and you twist it, and the knob.
That's from Back to the Future. I remember that.
Knob breaks, and that is the Emperor's children.
God is dead. God.
All right, so the 4th Legion is going to be Iron Warriors. Warriors.
Remains dead, and we have killed him.
The Iron Warriors. Allegiance, traitor. Primarch, Perturabo, a warlord, a siege smith, an incel. Single word descriptor. Siege. Continuing the trend of our Chaos Legions, we have the Iron Warriors led by Primarch Perturabo of Olympia. To understand the Iron Warriors, though, one must first understand Perturabo. A man so bitter, coffee beans run for light. A man who hates the world and...
A man so bitter, coffee beans run for light. Wow.
Everyone in it, who never got recognition for his...
Are coffee beans bitter? I'm not a coffee drinker, so... Hey, let me know in the comments, guys.
Deeds, who hates his brothers and hates their accomplishments even more. Someone so laughably petty, so incredibly bitter that he goes full circle to becoming likable. Why? Because he's competent. The Horus Heresy. We didn't talk about the Horus Heresy.
There we go. The Horus Heresy.
Intermission. So Horus was the emperor's favorite son, right? You know, so the emperor walked into his room.
I like the eyes. Yeah, the eye of Horus. Okay.
Horus said, Dad, I just gifted 150 subs to Amaranth, and she said my name a ton, and she loved me for it. I really think that I might get...
Who is Hammerant? Is that a YouTuber? Is that a content creator? Twitch? I don't know. Twitch? Is that Twitch?
to meet her one day. And it kind of played out something like this.
Your feelings for her are not real.
They are real to me!
And then it started playing out a little bit more like this.
Let the seas boil. Let the stars fall.
Oh, that's dope.
So it takes the last drop of my blood.
Yeah. So Iron Warriors, the Horus Heresy wouldn't have gotten shit done without Peter Turbo. Imagine an entire faction that is the personification of brutal industrialism.
That sounds like a porn star name, Peter Turbo.
Where you serve the Legion until your dying breath. You build and you kill and you siege and you kill and you literally summon demons just to take them and trap them in machines and use them as cannon fodder. This is a thing they do.
That's crazy. I just, that stupid Thomas the Train or Tanker. What is it? Why am I so clueless about everything today? I'm having a bad day. Sorry, guys. I'm having a cloudy mind day. Maybe I didn't sleep right. I think I'm just not drinking enough water.
They summon demons to trap and use as shock troops. The Iron Warriors are siege warfare incarnate. They are heavy weapons. They are tanks. They are turrets. And they don't die. They hate Imperials. They hate Imperial fists.
Do you need a pacifier, Iron Baby? No! No, I don't!
They are bitter incarnate. Perturabo and the Iron Warriors don't serve the Chaos Gods because they like them. They serve them because fuck you.
Come on, guys, let's go.
Not another speeding ticket. I'll fight it in court, but I don't think they're gonna accept.
Oh, okay. So these are the guys on the motorcycles, the Khans. Obviously, their name is the White Scars. They're the 5th Legion. But I should call them the Khans.
Gotta go fast as a medical condition.
The White Scars. Allegiance, Loyalist. Primarch, Jagatai Khan. A speed deep
Jagatai. That's kind of a gangster ass name.
a plain strider, a roast god. Single word descriptor, speed. Hailing from Chagoris. The White Scars are all about speed. They love melee, but they love it even more when they are doing it from a motor.
Ah, that's a dope picture. That's Akira. Well, I mean, it's not Akira. That would be Kaneda walking towards his motorcycle, but they Warhammer did.
Motorcycle or land speeder, or honestly, just running really damn fast. The White Scars are honestly forgotten about a lot, and that's lore accurate. They are a legion that doesn't seek the recognition or glory from the combat they engage in. They engage in it because it is their duty and because they love it. Not in the insane slaughter enjoyment of loving it, but in the thrill of the fight. They are known as the Laughing Killers because they ride into battle with
He even looks like a Mongolian.
a smile on their face and a chuckle in their throat. And as you can tell by their Primarch's name, they are Mongolian based. Remove horses and replace them with motorcycles and land spears, and that's your style. They are heavily based on the old times of Genghis Khan, and consider this is 40k and everybody's evil. You know, that fits. The White Scars are actually physical scars on their body, going back to their heritage on Chagoris. The Khan himself is kind of a dickhead.
My homie wrote me. Let me see. He says, yes, people still use lit. Now that I've aged myself, we'll continue with this video.
But a reasonable one. He thinks ahead, he's intelligent, he's patient. He is often underestimated because he doesn't scream his accomplishments from the rooftops, which is what makes him and the White Scars dangerous. His skills are kept at bay, only to be truly shown when the time is needed. The White Scars are a forgotten legion often, but that doesn't diminish their accomplishments. All it does is surprise those who underestimate them. Speed, awesome Mongolian vibe they got going on. And if you really like to stab people, that's the White Scars for you. Shameless third.
All right, so far, White Scars are my favorite Legion. I like motorcycles. Been riding for about 20-something years. No, I've been riding longer than that. I rode dirt bikes, but that's a common thing to hear from people that ride motorcycles. I used to ride dirt bikes, but no, I've been riding like street motorcycles since my early 20s. And I like white vehicles; they're easy to keep clean. But I also really like the whole, go fast. I'm all about going fast. I like racing cars. I like racing motorcycles. I used to like racing on feet until I got old, and I can't do that no more.
Thirst break.
This is Dog. Woof, 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 woof. Woof.
All right, 6th Legion Space Wolves.
The Space Wolves. Allegiance, Loyalist. Primarch, Leman Russ. A Viking, a Savage, the Undertaker. Single word.
So these guys are based off Viking, so it's probably gonna have a lot of kind of ties to Viking lore. Even though I would, when I think of wolves throughout human history, I think of like Roman legions.
Word descriptor. Wolf, 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 wolf. There's so many goddamn wolf units. Skater, how many units in the Space Wolves Codex have the word wolf in their name? The Space Wolves are the 6th Legion and hail from
Codexes. I need to get some of those. All right. That's a big ass wolf. I mean, if that's a Space Marine, that wolf's huge. Because he's, 8 feet tall?
Fenris, a frozen wasteland of a world with their Primarch, Leman Russ. I don't really need to spend a whole lot of time talking about the Space Wolves because it's very obvious who they are. They are the second most obvious what their shtick is Legion in the 20 legions, besides the World Eaters. When you look at the Space Wolves behind, what do you see?
I mean, he's right, one. But that's dope. I like the wolves adorned and decorated everywhere. It kind of reminds me of Destiny and the Iron Lords, how they always had the wolves.
Do you see Vikings in space? You've done it. Congratulations, you have found Vikings in space. But they have as much in common with a regular Marine as an old-day Viking with like a Roman soldier. You see, as a Space Marine, your body is so enhanced that you filter out poison, and so you can't get drunk. The Space Wolves distill a special mead out of a horrible poisonous plant that would kill a normal human so they could get drunk. They have fangs in their mouths. They sometimes cannibalize their enemies. Sometimes they eat people because they gain knowledge about them from there and about battle plans. The Space Wolves are savages. They're
crazy.
raiders. They're Vikings. But despite all of this, they are loyal to their core. Leman Russ is...
All right, so one of my best friends in life, rest in power, homie, he would have definitely played. He's all about Vikings, and I mean, he probably would have played ogres too, but he was definitely about Vikings. I mean, he basically said he was a big Viking. I think he really was a big Viking. He's a giant dude. He's like, when I say giant, he wasn't like 6'8" or nothing like that. He wasn't like a Space Marine giant, but he's about 6'3", 6'4", 250, 260. Since I've known him, since when we were like 18, 19 years together. Old together, excuse me. But yeah, this is definitely right up his alley.
Is an egotistical guy who just shouts stories and tales of his accomplishments everywhere they can. But at the same time, he was so damn loyal that instead of gunning down his foes, he hit him with a fucking backbreaker to show his devotion to wrestling. If you want Vikings in space, you found it. Play the Vikings in space.
We're gonna build the wall. We have no choice. We have no choice. Build that wall. Build that wall. Build that.
All right, so the next one's Imperial Fist, 7th Legion.
That wall.
The Imperial Fists. Allegiance, Loyalist. Primarch, Rogel Dorn. A builder.
That's like the worst name. Rogel Dorn. Who? I changed my name. Rogel.
a phalanx, and he needs a hand. Single word descriptor, fortify. The Imperial Fists are led by Primarch Rogel Dorn on their homeworld of Inuit. However, they themselves are actually a fleet-based chapter, with their main source of recruitment coming from an enormous moon-sized ship called the Phalanx. The Fists are a chapter you think of when you think of...
I've seen the Phalanx before. I mean, what is it, like a ship that's like the size of a... I mean, I think he just said that. I'm so slow today. Sorry, guys.
Duty. They love to serve. The love to serve and the inability to be moved. Rogel Dorn is an architect, a master builder, and basically a rock in brain and body. A lack of humor or ability to lie shows that he is as blunt as the weapons of war he creates. Not the swords he makes, but like blunt, strong weapons. The Fists are the same. Take your archetypical American Marine style look, a buzz cut, a hard sense of duty, and then throw in some power armor and a love for building defenses, and you have the
So some Marines that like to turtle, basically.
Imperial Fists. They are immovable. When you find a spot, they're ready to defend. You can't breach them. Their knowledge of defensive warfare is paramount. Without them, the Horus Heresy would have been so much more effective, but thanks to their insane and immovable tenacity, the Imperial...
So that's cool. You have the Iron Legion. What is wrong with my memory today? Because we just went over this. But anyways, you had that one Legion that could build siege weapons. So that was on the trader side. And on this side, you have the 7th Legion, the Imperial Fist, who can build great defenses. So that looks like a big stalemate right there.
lives today. And let's not forget that Iron Warrior and Imperial Fist rivalry. Want to know why the Iron Warriors are so bitter? These guys are the reason why.
Hey, guys, bring the thing! Where is he going?
I gotta watch these. These look hilarious.
Hey! Hey, that could have killed me! Hey, guys! We missed! Get another!
Dorn and Perturabo are basically two sides of the same coin. One is just a bit more level-headed and got better jobs. If you want to be defensive, to be good at everything Space Marines are good at, bolters, heavy weapons, vehicles, you want a classic military fighting force, start fisting.
I am having
All right. So that would be my second favorite.
a very bad day. This
All right.
today
So these are the Night Lords. This is the 8th Legion.
is one of the worst days.
Oh boy. Oh boy, here we go. The Night Lords. Allegiance, heretic. Primarch Conrad Kurz, a sadist, a vigilante, depresso espresso. Single word, fear. The Night Lords are my favorite legion, hailing from Nostromo, and their
Yeah, another planet. There's a lot of planets that blow up in this world.
Primarch Conrad Kurz. They are a traitor legion from a planet known as the Sunless World, or the World of Endless Night.
Getting vampire vibes.
Nostromo is a horrible hive city that is known for being host to some of the worst gang violence.
What did that say at the bottom? Oh, we're gonna rewind a little bit, guys.
Legion from a planet known as the Sunless World, or the World of Endless Night. Nostromo is a
Shut the fuck up. I know this is no eat my Yeti.
horrible hive city that is known for being host to some of the worst gang violence, murder, and working conditions around. The only thing keeping the population in check is the suicide rate. The Night Lords followed in the footsteps of their Primarch, a man who believed in a twisted sense of justice and that the only way to make humans compliant
It's like a predator. Like, look at the blades. That's sick. I'm not gonna lie. Who doesn't like vampires?
is through fear. The Legion's lesson has been lost on them, as their ranks were repopulated by gang members, murderers, arsonists, torturers, and other words I can't say on YouTube, as young as 12 years old. Murderers before they were even teenagers, raised to become demigods. Now, fear is what they sow, and flesh is what they reap. The Night Lords...
Wow. So this would be like Law and Order SVU's Nightmare Planet.
are scum. They are the exact opposite of all other legions. They torture and they maim and they flay because they think it's fun. They run away often so they can come back and kill you with more numbers. They prey on the innocent and the weak. They kill normal civilians because it's easy and flee any battle where they don't possess overwhelming odds. They are the antithesis of normal Space Marines. They are scum. One time,
Chicken shits, basically.
a world did not comply to their demands, so they raided one of their ships and brought it into atmosphere. The crowds cheered and clapped as it appears that they had won the battle, and the airlocks opened and the skinned and flayed bodies of the crew were thrown down in the populace. In other words,
Oh my God.
a legion of gangers and criminals add together.
Is that a word? Bricky, gangers? I mean, here I am. Who can't remember shit? Criticizing Mr. Bricky here. Sorry, Bricky.
They're a heavy Slavic influence to them. And you've got my favorite faction.
You have not
Wait, so that was his favorite faction? Bricky, come on. Oh, teach his own.
done the dishes for 5 years. So embarrassed when people.
All right, Blood Angels, 9th Legion. The more I sit, the more I slouch, guys. I'm sorry.
Come over here.
What does it matter? You bring them over, you kill them. Vampires don't do dishes.
The Blood Angels. Allegiance, loyal. Primarch, sanguineous.
All right. So this guy looks more like a vampire with the whole pale skin and kind of the whole Blood Legion thing going on.
An angel, a vampire.
Sorry. So the shitbags or the other guys in the 8th Legion were not vampires. These guys are.
A dead-ass motherfucker. Single word descriptor, blood. The Blood Angels are 9th Legion, hailing from the homeworld of Baal, with their Primarch, Sanguinius. The Blood Angels are a tragic tale with...
But he's wearing the eyeball. Like, didn't Horus wear the eyeball?
One of the best Primarchs, one beloved by almost everybody, a genuine angelic figure who led his people to glory, killed by the hands of the traitor Horus before the Emperor's eyes. The death of their Primarch led the entire Legion to madness as their gene seed malfunctioned and created something known as the Black Rage. The Blood Angels degrade over time, experiencing something called the Red Thirst, which gives them a genuine vampiric thirst for blood. As their minds degrade and break down, they get angrier and angrier, becoming berserk killing machines with no other goal than to tear everything in sight apart. But they don't see it as that. They see themselves there, at their Primarch's demise, with Horus in sight. And to them, it's time for vengeance. That Space Marine over there, that Chaos Space Marine, that's Horus. Kill him. That Orc War Boss over there, Horus. Kill him. That Tyranid Swarm, 1,000 Horuses. Horai. Kill them all.
Horai.
Did your toast come out a little bit burnt? Horus sabotaged your toaster. Destroy the toaster. Destroy it. Do it. Do it. Kill your toaster. Do it. This slow, debilitating disease takes over the Blood Angels, and it gives them this angelic, vampire, and Catholic-inspired imagery. They have chalices of blood. They rest in coffins and can even use
Yo, there was an Airbnb pillow in that coffin. I like this dude's humor.
psychic powers to sprout angel wings from their bodies. They are a tragedy through and through, and the only thing that will look more tragic are the mangled bodies of those they come in contact with.
I got a diesel engine, and honey, we forgot to mention.
All right, so 10th Legion is Iron Hands, and just talk a little bit about the 9th Legion. Who doesn't like vampires? It sucks that they go mentally insane, but you know, like I said, who doesn't like vampires?
We're gonna take your job away.
The Iron Hands. Allegiance, loyalist. Primarch, Ferrus Manus, a machinist, an inventor, and not a great head on his shoulders. Single word, bionics.
Bionic! Oh!
The Iron Hands are from the home planet of Medusa and their Primarch Ferrus Manus. Does Ferrus Manus have an iron hand? You fucking know he's got an iron hand. The Iron Hands believe that the flesh is weakness. But despite all of their enhancements, despite all the things that made them demigods, replacing some of the flesh with bionics will allow them to serve the Emperor more. They go hard into vehicles.
So this is like almost cyberpunkish. Well, so you already have enhanced soldiers, and they're going to enhance even more. I wonder if it drives them crazy, losing even more of their humanity.
And dreadnoughts. Dreadnoughts being giant walking sarcophagi that have wounded space marines piloting them from the inside. Vehicles, metal, upgrades. These are the things that make up this legion. Their tech marines have servo arms sticking out from all directions. They have a wide array of mechanics and extremely often replace limbs with metal ones, serving all kinds of different functions to deal with their enemies. The Iron Hands are also not particularly nice. They're kind of assholes. I mean, marines are already normally pretty big assholes, but they're a little bit up there because of their flesh, civilians made of flesh, because you see, the flesh is weak. Flesh is corruptible. Bionics, the strength of the machine is pure and cannot so easily be corrupted. So if you want people who have this little techno fetishistic vibe to them, that love their vehicles and their walking coffins, hit up the Iron Hands.
Understand, Commander? Aye.
All right, so next we have the 11th Legion.
Was never here.
Legion 11.
I'm so confused. So it's another one of those? Are they the same as the second Legion? Or are they one in this? I don't know. I'm gonna have to look that up. Obviously something happened.
Why, hello there. I have returned from touching grass. I know. I'm pretty cool with the grass touching. And now let's continue our Warhammer lecture.
Yes. What?
Are they like? Let's see if I can figure this out. All right. So the second Legion and the 11th Legion. I saw a whole bunch of look like people being tortured. There was, excuse me, there was the Inquisitors that said, "Oh, either one or two things. Either they've done something so wrong that you can't even talk about him, and that's why he's being skittish around the topics, or they're like super duper spec ops, kind of like our dev crew or our special ops that don't technically even have a name in the U.S. military. Well, I don't even know if they're considered. Yeah, they're part of the military. But anyways, they're either that. They're either the Emperor's like super duper special forces ninja guys, or they've screwed up so bad that the Inquisitions rolled in and wiped them off the planet. And you're not even allowed to talk about them. It's one of those.
Pulls my jammies! Okay, so what's going on here?
All right. 12th Legion, World Eaters.
A super sandwich!
The World Eaters. Allegiance, Heretic. Primarch, Angron. A butcher, a slaughterer.
Like extremely, earth-shatteringly, unreasonably fuck-ass mad.
Single word descriptor, anger. Hey you! Yeah, you! Are you mad? Do you just fucking hate everything? Do you want to murder everything in sight and get rewarded for doing so? Then you should join the World Eaters. Home planet of Nuceria and Primarch Angron, who, if the name didn't suggest, is real fucking angry. Angron was raised a slave, forced to fight in gladiator pits. When he refused, they shoved old world tech into his brain so that if he ever felt—
That's crazy. I mean, I almost couldn't fathom anyone that angry. I've known several just angry individuals, but they've had some jacked up stuff happen to them. I made sure when I came into work that I was nice to those guys, because those are the ones that show up and shoot everybody on site.
Felt any emotion other than anger, it caused him extreme pain. All his sons, wanting to be like their dad, also put a version of these nails in their brain. So now you have an entire legion who literally feel unimaginable pain if they are feeling any emotion other than anger. Slap them with a freight train of armor, 2 goddamn chainsaw axes, and you can see what's gonna happen. It's no wonder they're corrupted by corn. They're honestly a surprisingly sad legion that I actually screwed up in assuming that they were all just angry murderers. I mean, they are, but they didn't start out that way. Their corn corruption degraded their intelligence, their free will, and made power.
That looks almost like a H.R. Geiger or Giger, like watercolor painting. Not enough boobs though. He's got like a little weird boob fetish and aliens and boobs and
powerful warriors into arguably even more powerful warriors, but blunt, like frothing at the
kind of. I'm getting like Sith Lord vibes out of these guys.
Mouth psycho warriors. The World Eaters, like I mentioned, the Space Wolves, they wear their concept on their sleeve. They are angry. They want to kill things. They want to kill you and maybe some of their friends. And that's the faction. They're red. They're mad. They're gonna run at you and cause death. If you like that, you play the World Eaters, or you like it because they were, you know, at one point a lot better than that. Most of Warhammer was a lot better than that. I was once a lot better than that. That was when I was in college. I didn't finish college, and neither did Angron.
All right, so 13th Legion's Ultramarines. All right, so Ultramarines, I think this is the ones that I know more about just because I see them all the time. I don't know a lot, but we'll see.
It is Aeon. Hail Caesar. If it's not done by sunrise, I'll cut your balls off.
The Ultramarines. Allegiance, Loyalist. Primarch, Rabute Gilliman. That's how it's said. And
Rabute. That's even worse. Oh, so is it just Butte for short? I know that was horrible. I'm sorry.
Analyst, a diplomat, a blueberry boy scout. Single word descriptor, duty. When you see Space Marines on a box or just Space Marines in promotional material, notice how they are always colored blue. These are the blue Space Marines. These ones here, the Ultramarines, who hail from the world of Macrogg with their Primarch, Rabute Gorilla Man. Ultramarines are the white bread of Space Marines, the grilled chicken with salt and pepper. This is by no means an insult.
I like grilled chicken. I like grilled chicken.
They are plain Jane, but that's also because they are so goddamn good at their job. Their skill for warfare is paramount, but so is their ability for leadership. Gilliman for a while was a damn boring Primarch for all the reasons he was great, because no matter how hard you try, you don't win a war without logistics, without supply lines, without trade routes, without infrastructure and economy. You don't win anything without all that stuff, and Gilliman knows it, which is why he has one of the largest standing empires in the Imperium, named Ultramar, which is why his sons are the most recognizable of all the Space Marines, which is why the only thing that rivals the weight of their victories is the weight of their egos. They are good at everything and bad at nothing. They are great at everything. Other legions can do other things better than them, but they are good at everything. The most interesting thing about the Ultramarines is their characters, as they are all now inflicted with various amounts of ultra depression for many reasons. Gilliman,
interesting,
is, at the time of recording, the only playable Primarch currently on the tabletop, and the only one that has returned to the 41st millennium for the Loyalist side. He took one look at what his empire has become and immediately wanted to fucking die. Being forced to lead everything he once hated, an Imperium rotten to its core, with his sole responsibility to
Gilliam becoming Lord Commander in 30K. He's like, hell yeah. Okay. This is interesting that like he was like, I'm down for being a leader, but once you get there and you see what you got to do, I can imagine. I wonder if being president of the United States is like that, like the effort and the butt kissing and because there's got to be a shitload of ass kissing that goes into running for president. That you go through, and then you finally get this job, and then you got to live in this old house, which some people are like, yeah, I'm for old houses. I'm not an old house type of guy. I can imagine how Trump felt when He goes from living in like a skyscraper in downtown Manhattan, and then you go live in this old Victorian styled home. I don't know if it's Victorian, but it's still old. It's just old houses. Just I when I lived in Virginia, I got to go in some old houses, and they had their charm. Where it was just like, yeah, this is an old house. I appreciated it. Did not want to live there. I like technology. I like new stuff. I like being able to press buttons. Or shit, you don't even press buttons anymore, and things just happen. You just talk to the lights or your phone. Sometimes your phone talks back a little bit too much.
Save it is kind of what makes them interesting. They are a perfectly standard legion with perfectly standard ideals, and great if you want a simple, clean slate.
Uh-oh, stinky.
All right, so that was the Ultramarines. This is the Death Guard, 14th Legion. We have, 6 more to go?
Funny poop. Poop funny. Woo!
The Death Guard. Allegiance, Heretic. Primarch, Mortarion. A Reaper, a Poison, an ungodly stench. Single word descriptor, rot. The Death Guard hail from Barbaros, with the
another planet that blew up.
Primarch Mortarion. The 14th Legion were known for their incredible resilience to damage.
That's a lot of damage.
Where the Imperial Fists were defensive thanks to tactics and posturing, the Death Guard were resilient because they could take a punch or a gut shot or a cannon to the chest and just keep on moving. They are slow, yet they are resistant, which was only confounded as a Death Guard captain, Typhus, codename Dickhead, sold them out to Nurgle, god of rot and decay.
Nurgle looks like I've seen characters like in WoW. Sorry guys, I'm gonna keep bringing up stuff like WoW and Star Wars because that's what I played, but that's what I associate. Like there's these horde characters when you go to Undercity. That's what they were probably designed after Nurgle. I'm not sure which one came first.
Now, the Death Guard are a Nurgle-worshipping infected legion whose ability to feel pain and take damage has all but just gone away. They wade through gunfire, able to kill normal Marines 10 times over and continue unharmed, all while spreading rot and disease in the name of their dark, very stinky master. Where the Death Guard enter, plague spreads. People get sick and they die. They spread debilitating disease to all around them. Why would a legion need to be anything more than very tanky when their enemies are falling over, puking, firing out of both ends, and having their skin peel off just by their presence?
So with my luck, if the 40K universe was real and somehow I was chosen to be a space marine, and you had like these cool ass space marines with cool Primarchs, and I would somehow probably get the luck of this one.
Entire worlds infested with a zombie rot, swarms of insects that eat flesh and metal alike, all while the Legion advances slowly, painfully, allowing the disease they spread to take its toll before they reap the lives they believe belong to them. And look at Mortarion's model, dude. The man is baller as fuck. A gigantic moth with a gigantic scythe. Come on now. The Death Guard.
For my neck!
All right, wasn't a fan of that one. I wouldn't play those guys. I would like to shoot them. But so we have the 15th Legion, the Thousand Sons.
Shrek! I'm gonna fucking kill myself.
The Thousand Sons. Allegiance, Heretic. Primarch, Magnus the Red.
Horn boobs.
A scholar.
He's got horns on his helmet and horns on his boobs. What's going on?
Sorcerer. A fucking nerd. Single word descriptor? Magic. The Thousand Sons hail from their homeworld of Prospero, with their Primarch Magnus the Red. The final of our 4 major Chaos God factions, the Thousand Sons are disciples of Tzeentch, the Changer of Ways. Heavily inspired by their Egyptian theming, the Legion themselves are slaves to the god of trickery and change, most of them no longer even having a physical form, reduced to just dust, piloting suits of armor at the whim of a sorcerer leader. The Thousand Sons do not deserve
well, that's shitty.
their fate. There's a common joke that Magnus did nothing wrong. This is untrue. He has done much wrong. However, he is very sympathetic, mainly because the Space Wolves and Leman Russ sought to end their rivalry through the annihilation of their legion, escaping only through the assistance of the Changer of Ways, and forever changed because of it. Meanwhile, magic is their main tool. Take some Lovecraftian style abilities, the eyes everywhere, and potent spells to be cast at their foes, whether these are bolts of psychic lightning, reversing time itself, opening up portals to unreality, or changing the very fabric of the universe.
That's pretty cool. I mean, they're bad guys. I guess everybody's bad guys, once again. Oh, man, it's hard to wrap your head around everyone's bad. So it's like, who's the least bad? Even then. But I think their abilities are pretty cool, the whole magic thing. Probably because I'm a fucking nerd.
The Thousand Sons sorcery knows no bounds, and they are very good at it. If you're a fan of like wizards, your classic style of spellcaster, and you want a ton of them, combined with a tragic backstory and a Primarch who, like Mortarion, looks fucking baller, the Thousand Sons are for you.
You fucking asshole!
All right. So the 16th Legion, Sons of Horus. So obviously they're from Horus, the dude that created the split in the Space Marine.
Oh, there's no way. You're a fucking cheater. You're such a sore loser. You're a cheater.
My dad works at Nintendo!
The Sons of Horus, or the Luna Wolves, or the Black Legion. Allegiance, heretic. Primarch, Horus, a warlord, a treasured friend, or the traitor himself. Single word descriptor, assault. The Sons of Horus are the formal name of Horus's legion, hailing from the world of Chthonium.
Another one that blew up? Oh, because fuck you, Horus.
The Sons of Horus themselves were assault troops. The strength of their attack was some of the most powerful in the legions. While the White Scars may favor speed for their strikes, the Sons of Horus were known for their overall offensive power. It was
okay, I get the assault joke now.
It was even said that if the Sons of Horus met the Imperial Fists, they would be at a stalemate for eternity. However, the Sons of Horus are no longer because, well, they are now instead the Black Legion, led by Abaddon the Despoiler, who claims to succeed where his father failed.
I didn't get that joke. Someone in the comments, please explain that joke.
The Black Legion are still an offensive and assault-based force, but they act much like the Ultramarines, but for chaos. Your standard black and brass Space Marine, who are known for recruiting in all different kinds of avenues. Anyone can become a member of the Black Legion. Anyone can swear allegiance to the War Master. You gain favored by not just one, but all four gods equally. Their famous line, "Let the galaxy burn."
That is a dope ass picture. Like, I would put that in the background of my screensaver, or my wallpaper. Excuse me, my wallpaper.
Is the best way to describe them. It doesn't matter what the outcome is, so long as the Imperium dies, the Black Legion has done its job. They are a legion formed from hatred and spite, with a clear goal in mind, as the Dark Gods are calling, and the Black Legion are sure to answer.
Hello. Do you have a moment to talk about our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ?
No.
It wasn't fucking optional!
The Word Bearers.
Oh, I skipped that. I'm sorry, guys. Go back. The 17th Legion, the Word Bearers. These guys sound, just from their name, Word Bearer, and the little joke that I heard in the background, I'm going to guess that they're like the, not the Inquisitors, but like the priest that preached the word of whoever.
Allegiance, heretic. Primarch, Lorgar Aurelian, a preacher, a fanatic, a choir boy. Single word descriptor, zeal. If the Black Legion
zealots
answer the call of the Dark Gods, what if instead you decide to call the gods first? Well, then the Word Bearers are for you. The 17th Legion, led by Primarch Lorgar on the planet of Colchis.
Oh, never mind. It blew up.
Originally obsessed with worshiping the Emperor of Mankind as a god, they found that despite his divinity, he was not worthy of worship because, you know, he raised their equivalent of Jerusalem to the ground for daring to worship him. Like, could you imagine if God actually showed up and was just like, Jerusalem is stupid, it just destroyed the whole thing? Like, what would that do to your?
So, like, yeah, I was saying that in one of my earlier videos. It's crazy that, like, from what I understand with the Emperor, he's like super anti-religious, right? Banned religion, and you have billions of beings that still worship him. Like, so of course he would come down and he'd be like, "Why are you worshiping me?"
But there are gods that want worship and will reward those who do. The word bearers are chaos worshippers to a T. All chaos gods. They specialize in demonic rituals, the summoning of demons, and the mutual possession of their own troops. They welcome demons to their bodies to fight as one. They exalt the dark gods themselves for aid, and guess what? They answer. In the world of 40K, Satan doesn't
activities for children, let's summon demons.
Just call you back. He hops in his GT Mustang and he crashes on your couch. In the world of 40K, your
That's a nice Mustang jab there.
rituals will end with genuine results. The word bearers know this. They know through sacrifices, through devotion, through dark baptism, the gods will answer and they will be rewarded. So they use it. They bring forth demons. They bring forth possessions. They bring forth the power of the neverborn, the damned, and those that hide in the dark to bear against the Imperium. Lorgar sits there, smiling, as the truth he always knew, the existence of gods and the importance of faith is a reality. It is a tool he is using to rend the galaxy.
Dear Sir Stroke Man.
All right, so the 18th Legion, the Salamanders. Not a big word bearers fan from that previous Legion. I don't think I'd ever play those guys.
Adam. Fire! Exclamation mark. Fire! Exclamation mark. Help me!
The Salamanders. Allegiance, Loyalist. Primarch, Vulcan, a Forge Master.
His name's Vulcan? That's sick.
A behemoth, a very huggy boy. Single word descriptor, fire. The Salamanders hail from Nocturne, a volcanic planet home to their Primarch Vulcan. They are the largest of the Space Marines, not due to numbers, but rather size. Vulcan, he is an enormous slab of beef, by far the largest of all the
Yeah, oh, dude, he is fucking gigantic.
Primarchs. However, don't let his size fool you, as he is also the kindest. Salamanders have the juxtaposition of looking frightening, being larger than other Marines, while also boasting an ashy, like coal color skin and blazing red eyes, while simultaneously carrying around all manner of flame weaponry. So your average civilian might be spooked, but in reality, they are by far the kindest of all the legions to those civilians. Vulcan believes that to safeguard the Imperium is to, at the end of the day, safeguard its people. So unlike other legions who put their lives far and above the average human, the Salamanders spend significantly more time trying to save them, often taking numerous losses by doing so. They are very independent as well. They're forgers and blacksmiths, maintaining their own weapons and crafting versions of it. They also have the very rare privilege of being able to see their families even after becoming a Space Marine. They care, which is the funny part, because the 7.5-foot tall giant with flaming red eyes who just reduced a traitor to bubbling metal says, "You have nothing to fear, young citizen. Take my hand." If you enjoy fire,
it's pretty sick. I think I'm digging these guys.
Melting things and being the nicer of the Marines, Salamanders are for you.
I think I like the Salamanders. All right, so the 19th Legion, the Raven Guard. Not to be confused with the Harry Potter Raven people, whatever the fuck their names are.
Saga, sneak attacks don't work if you yell it out loud.
The Raven Guard. Allegiance, Loyalist. Primarch, Corvus Corax. A raven, a shadow. An industrial dance DJ. Single word descriptor, stealth. The Raven Guard are the final loyalist legion at 19 and hail from the planet Deliverance with Primarch Corvus Corax. If it hasn't been made clear enough already, the Raven Guard are stealth specialists and proficient in all manners of assassination. Despite this, their signature winged jump pack and double lightning claw look is, well, not very stealthy. They are named after, of course, the Raven and embody the entire
these oil paintings, like, it doesn't matter that it's just faction I don't like. Whoever does these oil paintings, highly talented and they're very good.
Concept of it as a herald of death. They are stealthy, patient hunters that have no problem with waiting and waiting and waiting until the moment to strike is at hand. It's not easy being a stealth faction when your stealth involves people in 1 ton of power armor, but they find a way. That, more than anything, should not be used to show how ridiculous 40k is, even though it is, but rather to show how good the Raven Guard are at their jobs. It's not about them sneaking around you without being seen, but it's also about them having lied in wait for so long that it wasn't until they were in striking distance that you even realized they had been there. And also, if you want, you know, edgelord Marines with a long black haircut, pale skin, ravens everywhere.
I like the Crow, Brandon Lee.
If you want to field assassins and snipers abound, then the Raven Guard are for you.
It could be in this very...
All right. I like the Raven Guard. I suck at sniping in first-person games, but I respect the skill involved in it. And I like ninjas. Who don't like ninjas? You know what I mean? All right, so the 20th Legion. I think this is the last one, guys. Oh, it's been a long video. The Alpha Legion, which... would think would be the Omega Legion, but whatever.
A room. It could be you. It could be me. It could even be... Whoa, whoa, whoa! What? It was obvious.
The Alpha Legion. Allegiance? Heretic. Primarch? Alpharius and Omegon. Saboteurs, destabilizers, they're in your walls. Single word descriptor, espionage. Finally, the 20th,
the CIA
Legion, the Alpha Legion, led by Alpharius and Omegon, the only Legion to have 2 Primarchs who were split as twins. The Alpha Legion are heretical, we think, and specialize in destabilization of society and armies. Their entire shtick is the Hydra, because when you cut off one head, 2 more take its place. All of the Alpha Legion look exactly like their Primarch. Olive skin, shaved head. All claim to be Alpharius. All are liars. They make the largest...
That's crazy. So they all look exactly like their Primarchs. So they're like a bunch of stand-ins for Saddam Hussein.
Use of sleeper cells and cultists in the Chaos Space Marine factions, because it's extremely easy to take over a planet when you
poisoned our water supply, burned our crops, and delivered a plague unto our houses.
Where the Raven Guard use stealth and sabotage to eliminate their enemies, the Alpha Legion prefer to weaken them over time with sleeper agents, impersonations, basically anything you can imagine from a hardcore spy movie or Cold War level espionage. Being Alpharius is not only an honor, being Alpharius is a requirement. There's a story of someone chasing down an Alpha Legion agent for years upon years, and when they finally catch up with them and they see that the agent is wearing the same face as their pursuer, because this was the plan all along, to kill him and take his spot. We're talking facial reconstruction surgery, we're talking hacking, we're talking political assassination and impersonation, everything. They are Space Marines in name only, because being a strong stoic warrior is not what the Alpha Legion is interested in. In fact, the Alpha Legion is interested in you not even knowing that the Alpha Legion is a thing. I am Alpharius. You are Alpharius.
Dorn sucks.
We are all Alpharius in his Lord's glorious army. Thank you everyone so much for watching this video. I hope you learned a little something. I hope if you were on the fence about what Space Marines you wanted to field, you would now have a better idea of what you want to play. Bye, my gamers.
All right, well, we're gonna pause it here right during his plug to buy his cup. Buy his cup, guys. It's got a chick on it. If you don't already have it, you probably do. I won't be, because my wife will throw it in the trash. But we're going to end the video here. It was a long one. I might even chop this up into a couple of different videos. So once again, guys, I appreciate you stopping by. This was Every Single Warhammer Space Marine Legion in a nutshell by Bricky. As you can see, Bricky's he's pretty funny. I like the way he composes his videos. His content's pretty good. It was an honor for you guys to stop by. I appreciate it. Go ahead and do all that YouTube stuff. Drop a like if you like the video. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. I had hundreds of views. I only have like 37 subscribers. So, just, you know, it's free. No one's charging you a thing to go ahead and click that button. Help me out, man. Help me out. Grow this channel. Any suggestions on the next video? Like I said, this one was long, so I'll probably break it up into, what was it, 40 something? Oh my gosh. Probably break it up into like 3 videos. But if you have suggestions for anything else I should watch, I am going to do some more research though. I'm not so dumb when I'm doing these videos. Once again, thank you for everything you've done. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.